A tense standoff between protesters and police turns into a confrontation. For more than a week, the protesters have been camping in Letpadan, a town 3 hours drive north of Yangon. They're unhappy with the newly enacted education law, which they say restricts academic freedom and bans them from forming unions. On Tuesday, local officials said they would allow students to march to Yangon. But when the activists found out they wouldn't be allowed to hold banners and chant slogans along the way, they became angry. They tried to breach police lines and dismantle a tent. It doesn't take long for the situation to descend into violence. Hundreds of police charge at the protesters with batons and sticks, striking and injuring them. Protesters are dragged into police trucks and student leaders are among those arrested. Police also attack a vehicle that was being used by the demonstrators. Police have responded to some of the past week's protests, some held in solidarity with the students, with force. Last week, men in plain clothes attacked protesters in Yangon. Several people were arrested. Yangon officials admitted using a vigilante force, which is allowed under Myanmar law. But it's seen as a tactic used by the former military government to break up peaceful protests. Tuesday's crackdown comes just as the UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights in Myanmar said the country is sliding back toward conflict because the government has backtracked on its pledge to uphold human rights. And it's got many questioning whether the transition from military to civilian rule is genuine. Florence Louis, Al Jazeera, Yangon.